Comic Book Savant, Comic Sense, Comic Book Collector's Guide. Welcome back to the Comic Book Savant. I'm your host, James Harris. This episode, we're going to be doing an episode of the Comic Book Collector's Guide. It's been a while since I've done one of these episodes, but in this episode, we're going to be covering the Marvel Unlimited comic book subscription service. I did an episode a little while ago for, DC Universe Infinite. Like I said in that episode, I was going to continue this series where I would cover Marvel Unlimited as well as Comixology Unlimited as well, to piggyback off of all the different online comic subscription services. And just the reasoning behind it is that they've all grown tremendously since I last covered them. Just with the rising prices of comics, money availability for everyone coming out of this pandemic, or we're still kind of in it, but looking like things are turning around, that we had to cut costs different places. So I wanted to dig deep into these different services and just talk about the pros and the cons, that if you're on the fence about trying any of these, that it would kind of give you a guide to see what service might be the best for you personally, for you to might check out, or might persuade you to check one of them out as well. So hopefully you find these episodes helpful in that way that it's intended. But again, this particular episode, we're going to focus on Marvel Unlimited. It wasn't one of my favorite services the last time that I actually did an episode reviewing Marvel Unlimited. It's been a few years, so I decided, as a part of an experiment, just to try them. Now, some of the subscription plans that you have with Marvel Unlimited, you have, if you pay month to month, you can pay it's $9.99 before tax, of course, and that varies by state. Or you can go with the $69 annual plan, again before taxes, or you have the $99 dollar plan before tax, and that's the annual plus plan, and you get a few more benefits with that plan over the annual or monthly plan. The database is you have access to over 28,000 plus comics from Marvel, which is constantly growing. New titles as soon as 3 months after the print release date, which is again one of the improvements, because previously it used to be like 6 months. Now they've cut that in half. You also get 10% discount on comics, on March, if I can talk this morning, on Marvel merchandise, plus more at shopdisney.com. So you get that benefit. And also you get 15% discount on digital comics and collections at the Marvel Digital Comic Shop. You get invites to access to Marvel events. Now, the 10% discount on Marvel merchandise at shopdisney.com is only for the Marvel Unlimited Plus, so that's that $99 annual plan. And also the other thing is the Marvel. By the time you hear this, the 50% discount on the digital comics and collections at Marvel's Digital Comic Shop, that closed June 2nd. So I wanted to state that, because I don't know if they've updated it on their website. When I was doing the research on this, it wasn't June 2nd yet, so I wanted to make sure I included that in there. So if it's still in the verbiage, if you sign up for it, just know that shop is closed down, so you would no longer get that particular benefit. Also, you can do a 7-day free trial for Marvel Unlimited, but it's only for new subscribers. So say if you did a free trial previously, or used some kind of coupon for like a reduced month, because they do Marvel's known for doing a lot of codes for like trials. I know one time I got a trial for like a penny a month trial. So if you've had any of the previous trials, you can't do the 7-day free trial. But again, it's reasonable cost, because a month subscription, if you go month to month, is only $9.99. I think while I was doing my whole research for this, I subscribed for 2 months. I wanted to, definitely get a better feel for the service than I've done previously when I've only done a month. So I signed up for 2 months. So it cost me like less than $20. And I didn't feel like I lost anything from being signed up for the 2 months. I definitely would say that a service such as Marvel Unlimited, I feel like it's used better on mobile devices, maybe a phone and or a tablet, just how it's set up. The one thing I can say about Marvel compared to DC and even Comixology is that their web interface is horrible because Marvel.com is a massive site. Um, it branches out and you can go to sign up for it, but like even when you go to try to cancel your subscription, it is like a maze that you can get lost in. And they used to have a more dedicated page when last time I signed up for it, that you can go in, you can navigate. Marvel Unlimited is so convoluted now, and it's mixed into the other infrastructure, and they have so many branches off on the Marvel site ever since Disney came in, and they've really built up the web structure. It's just a massive site. I'm a part of the Marvel Insiders, which you can sign up for free. So like that's a huge section, and it's like you'll click on it. That's like Marvel Unlimited, and it'll take you to the sign up page. But then, like if you go to comics, they'll have a listing for Marvel Unlimited books that have been added each week, and you can click on it and you go in, but you can't tell that you're in Marvel Unlimited to when you're out of it, and you can be in it navigating it, or you think you are, but then you're out back on the main site. So I don't know what their rationale was from changing the buildup of the structure of the site, but it's so confusing. So to kind of litigate that, I would just say have it on your tablet. If you have a tablet, I use a iPad mini now. I've had a regular iPad. I know a lot of the community, the Comic Book Savant Society, when we've talked about this topic about the different like digital comics in general, I know a lot have like adjusted to like iPad Pros, and their primarily use is for comics. I don't mind using my mini. Most of the time I carry a lot of tech with me when I go places, so the mini has really been a blessing for me because it was harder to lug around my regular series iPad. The mini, because I can literally hold it in the palm of my hand and stick it in a shoulder bag, so I tend to go with that, and I can read them just fine, or I tend to read off the computer. But again, I felt like I got the most out of Marvel Unlimited on my tablet more so than off the computer, and off the computer and off the website directly. So that's definitely something you want to keep in mind when using the service. I feel like the sorting and the functionality of the service overall has gotten a lot better from what it was when I last subscribed to the service a couple of years ago. I think I disliked Marvel Unlimited the most before, and I have to say, having a service for 2 months this go round, I appreciate the service more. I wouldn't, me personally, I wouldn't sign up for it at this point with the services I use. Just between me buying the comics digitally, and I've been doing it for a while, and just the overall interface and the overall experience, it has improved, and I can recommend it to people. But I would recommend it to someone that is a diehard Marvel comics fan, because that's the only comics you have access to with the service. I think it's at a great price, and I think they don't get credit for they're the OGs. They started these services. It wouldn't be DC Universe Infinite. It wouldn't be a Comixology Unlimited if it wasn't a Marvel Unlimited first, and they've been around for I don't even know how long. They've been around for over 10 years at this point. I think they've been around for like more like 15 to 20. They were on the forefront of like digital comics overall. So they're the OGs when it comes to the service, and I feel like they're improved, but they have to tweak the interface, especially for online, because certain times if you just want to look and read a comic book online. You want to do it quickly and easily, and it was such a hassle. So I think that's the only downfall I could say. The pricing is good. The library is phenomenal as far as the Marvel comics that you have access to, past, present, and current. You know, they do a great job in what they're offering for the money. And I really, with the features, I'm like, and I think when you sign up, you get like a welcome package with the $99 program, and it depends how much you're into those special bonuses, and they change from periodically throughout the year on what's offered in the welcome package. I feel like you're perfectly fine just with the $69 access to the service itself, because really it's just those add-ons, and like I stated, some of those add-ons like the digital discount from buying from the digital comic shop, that's gone now, so you don't really get that perk. You might be invited or get access to different Marvel events, but again, those are few and far between right now, just because we're still coming out of everything with the pandemic. Now once things clear up, it might be worth that $30 offset that you're going to pay extra for it, but as far as everything that I'm seeing, the standard service is more than sufficient if you're a diehard Marvel fan and you want to read Marvel comics, and they have all the storylines and major stories and runs laid out for you to have access to within the service, which is great if you want to catch up on the history of any particular character, or any like the Dark Phoenix saga or anything like that. All of that is there and available on the service. So I feel better about it and recommending it. If I just wanted access to Marvel comics, I definitely would sign up for this service. Even with the caveat about the navigating it via the web, because like I said, I do at my computer a lot, creating content, working, and everything like that. So sometimes I just want to take a break and read a comic, and that's not a pleasant experience on Marvel Unlimited. But no one service is perfect, so that's the one thing that you have to keep in mind. And I think really what I ended up doing is just pulling it up on my iPad mini beside my desk when I wanted to take a break and read, and just read the comic off of my iPad. So I mean, that's always an alternative as well. So so I would definitely say, if I had to rate this out of a 5-point scale, I would definitely say this is like a 3.75 to a 4. Like I said, they definitely have improved and impressed me with how the service has improved in the time. And it's something that and I think I said this in the DC Universe Infinite video, like, you really can't beat the deal if you look at the amount of money that you would spend. Even if you signed up annually for all these plans, you would have access to 50, 60, maybe 75,000 different comics, but you would have some overlap in there for a couple of $100 a year. And you would have, if you signed up for the $69 plan with annual plan with Marvel, I think it's about 69 or 79 with DC Universe Infinite. And then you don't have an annual option for Comixology Unlimited, but I think it's $5.99 a month. You think about that month, the money you would save, when most comic book issues nowadays are $3.99 to anywhere from $2.99 to as high as $5 or $7.99 for certain books. For one issue of a book, you do the math on that, you could save yourself a ton of money if you are comfortable waiting in between for that 3-month window. But again, I think it might only get shorter as time goes, because in the beginning it was a year, then it went to 6, now it's 3. At some point in the near future, in the next 2 to 3 years, it might even be half that it's like 6 weeks from time of release instead of 3 months. So patience can be a virtue and can save you a ton of money if you look at it from that perspective. But that's where I'm at on it. But I think, like I said, again, if you're a diehard Marvel fan, it's well worth your money. So with my issues aside, I think it's a value service, most definitely. So I can highly recommend it based on that alone. So with all that being said, that's all I have for you guys for this episode. Again, we have one more episode service to cover, and that will be Comixology Unlimited. That episode will be coming out shortly. But as always, you can reach me on social media at Comic Book Savant. You can find all things Comic Book Savant over at the website, which is comicbooksavant.com. Also check out the merch store there. Got some cool t-shirts, hoodies, stickers, etc., etc. If you like the content that I create and you want to support, I have a Patreon as well, which you can find at patreon.com/Comic Book Savant. But until next time, I hope everyone's staying safe out there. Take care, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.